So, when it comes to Breath of the Wild, the first thing I remember is graduating high school. In 2017, I graduated high school, and I was surprised because my whole senior year, I was skipping classes, playing video games all the time, and I was surprised I was able to even graduate, but I did with flying colors, so that was really, really impressive. And as a graduation gift, I was given, you would expect maybe a car, something big, something huge, something life-changing, because usually this is a gift that people get before they start going into college and working full-time. No, I've requested something pretty amazing as well. I requested a Nintendo Switch. That's what I requested, a Switch. So I got one, and I got not just any Nintendo Switch, I got the Breath of the Wild Switch bundle, and it was like listed on GameStop. I don't know if they still have a bundle for this, but I really wanted to play Breath of the Wild since the Nintendo, Switch announcement and that trailer they presented. I have been floored and in awe, and every time I watch that trailer, I get goosebumps to this day. Even like recently on stream, I was getting goosebumps. It was insane because the trailer was so high quality and phenomenal and beautiful to where it was just impossible for me not to be excited for Nintendo's newest endeavor with Zelda. So I inevitably got the Switch, played the absolute hell out of Breath of the Wild, and to this day, I still play it from time to time. And I have got to say right now, this is one of my favorite open world experiences that's not a Rockstar made game. Because yeah, I can say Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2 are phenomenal. I could say GTA 4, 5, San Andreas. I could say, to a degree, LA Noire. I could say a lot of open world games I played are some of the best in the world. But I'd be pointing mainly to like 1 to maybe 2 or 3 developers. I never really knew Nintendo could make an open world game that would almost rival some of my favorites. So, color me surprised. I got lost in the game. The moment that game initially booted up, I didn't think about comparing it to anything. The first thing my brain did, from the moment I got out of the Great Plateau, or even from the moment I stepped out of the first chamber, it was just like, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And God, just being able to explore this the entire world in this game felt surreal. Nintendo really just made me explore this entire land of Hyrule viewed in a very post-apocalyptic and even, to a degree peaceful kind of style. And I really enjoy just tackling objectives on my own accord and doing the things I personally want to do, regardless if I'm high enough of a level or high enough of on hearts or whatever. I don't care. I want to go ahead and fight Ganon with a spoon or my fists. It was one of those games that almost defined me. It's been a long time, almost 5 years at this point, since the game released back in March, and it was the game that kind of kept me going. There have been times where I just boot up the game similar to how I used to do it with Animal Crossing, and it kind of keeps me kind of happy. Makes me grateful to explore, and it's one of those games that just takes my mind out of this whole stressful world we're all living in at times. At the time when I was playing the game, it was, I was fresh out of high school. That's a stressful time period. Some people have colleges prepared. Some people have plans to work at a certain company and they work their butt off on it, but I only had music at this point. I was just a music producer hoping I could make it somewhere along the lines. And while friends in that community I have known have since actually made those dreams a reality, I had my dreams kind of cut short and I stopped making music and for a while and ended up just playing a lot of video games. And Breath of the Wild was one of those games that, it did inspire me to make music, but it was one of those games where I just got lost, and it helps me forget about, how I had to retrack and reprogram and rewire, whatever other analogy you want, parts of my life, and realize what aspect of my life I wanted to best focus on. And every time I played games like Breath of the Wild, or even another example I can think of would be Mario Odyssey or Undertale or Persona 5, there's always these games that just blow my mind, that really get my brain put into the right track, you know? And it's the reason I make content. Between games like those games like I mentioned, and even some more recent ones like Bloodborne, they're the reason I want to talk about games with people and share my experiences and have full-on 2-hour, 3-hour, 4-hour, 24-hour discussions. You know, I just love video games so much, and Breath of the Wild helped me rejuvenate that love even more than what it was before, because when I was making music, I always felt really weird to still just be sitting here playing all these Nintendo games and all these other games, because everyone I was surrounded by was playing a lot of Skate, a lot of Call of Duty, and it would always be just the shooters and the more like popular mainstream titles, and I was just sitting here playing a lot of older Nintendo games or even more newer ones, and it always felt kind of good to just move forward and play a lot of, you know, things that I loved as a kid and things that I still to this day as an adult love. So Breath of the Wild was one of those games that really touched my heart in a big way, and it really just let me be a kid again. It let me just jump in this world full of Legos and build whatever I want. And this game has what they deem multiplicative gameplay, where if you set something on fire, it's gonna actually properly set on fire. Wind will actually rise up from it, and you can actually use it as a wind current to kind of glide up, and you can go ahead and use that to glide up to a new area. And there's a lot of creative problem solving and a lot of creative ways that Breath of the Wild really handles its gameplay and handles its your decision-making skills when actually traversing the world. And it's one of the biggest reasons I sunk so much time into it and still sink time into it to this day. It's one of the most robust open world games to me, and it might not be visually comparable to games like Red Dead 2, but in my opinion, I get more of a fulfilling experience from playing Breath of the Wild despite some of the setbacks it might have. And even as a traditional Zelda fan to a degree with games like Majora's Mask and Wind Waker, I really felt right at home playing this. And I am excited for Breath of the Wild 2, and I'm excited for any other future Zelda game. And Breath of the Wild, realistically, did save me from this giant pit of, I would deem, depression I was going through at that point. I was, again, like 18, 19, not knowing what to do in my life, and Breath of the Wild really kept me going, along with other games, but it was like the big building block for me to kind of keep me afloat. And there's a lot of games that have been that way for me at bad times, and this is one of those games where it was really significant and helped me push forward in an otherwise really difficult situation. And I'm glad, because now I am able to be confident and talk about these experiences and confident to talk about games with all of you. And it's special. And without games that I've already mentioned millions of times on this channel, like P5, Bloodborne, Breath of the Wild, I wouldn't be able to confidently talk about maybe some other good games I liked, but also defined me a bit. Because every game to me defines me, but there are certain special titles, you know, like the 3 Michelin star food rewards go to these kinds of games, and Breath of the Wild definitely is one of those. So yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and sit here and talk about this game for a bit with you all. You know, just all cozied up and warm from just, you know, about to go to bed. I can't sleep with this game on my brain, so I want to go ahead and say, yeah, Breath of the Wild is pretty cool, and video games are, well, dare I say, video games are pretty sweet. So with all that being said, I want to thank you all for watching and listening to me, whatever you prefer. And I really just want to say appreciate you all, appreciate all the support on the channel. And I appreciate everyone that's been joining the Twitch streams. I stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday as of now on twitch.tv/virtualmementos. I also have a Discord server link below, so go ahead and check those out if you really want to go ahead and support me and become a water bottle. And guess what? When you're a water bottle, you're helping the environment because you are able to be recycled. I think it also contains water, so that's another plus, right? So there you go. And with that, thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and just be yourself. Bye.